Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I have an interesting video, hopefully a repair if possible. This is a 2007 Dodge Ram 2500 or 3500. Use the same computer, 6.7 liters diesel. This is from William Atkins right here in Virginia. I repaired a FICOM for him, sorry, a TIPM for him a few days ago, and he was having no fuel pump. And then he connected back. It says like, Mike, now I have fuel pump, but the car still don't start. I'm like, well, let's do a few tests. So I asked him to do the powers and grounds on the computer, because when he attempted to communicate with the computer, with the engine computer, he said, yes, I can enter it. But when he goes into the data, it says not available. And I'm going to show you the same thing happening here. So this is a very common issue on these computers. And sometimes it's repairable and sometimes it's not repairable. So we're going to see what I can do with him, but I'm going to show you, reproduce the concerns and then correct it and then show you the computer working. So this is CM 2100A. It's a Cummins computer. So let me take you over to the screen. So you can see in there, these are the part numbers in here, CM 2100A, and it's from Cummins. This computer has two connectors, C1 and C2. They both had 60 pins. And as you see, well, I have the connectors and the pin outs and everything. I have actually added, because this is actually from Flex, and I added some more pins to get fiber references circuit so I can show you. And let me put the meter in here. I'm going to put the scanner. I'm using the SUS from Snap-on. And I have also the picoscope connected, so you can see there is activity right now on the bus. Not a really good activity, because as you can see, I'm not sure if, let me just go over to the picoscope 1 second. Maybe I have to ump the sample rate, maybe? Yeah, it says sample rate too low. Let me get the sample rate a little higher, so that might help. And I'm going to change the time base a little more. No, that's actually not helping too much. As we can see, it's only one message at the beginning of the screen. I'm going to put a trigger, like that we can see that at least stopped. Yes, a lot easier to see, but there is not really a message going on. I only have one of the bus wires. I got the CAN low connected, just to see if it's activity. And it is definitely activity in here, but not much as far as data. Yeah, no, I think the trigger is not really working for us, right? It's making it like a stumble in there. But yeah, so I went and asked him to check powers and grounds and fiber references. Like, yeah, Mike, I have everything. So right now I have one of the fiber reference, which is connected to the connector 2. I'm going to disconnect it. Yeah, you can see my hands in here. This is one of the fiber reference with an orange connector. I'm going to disconnect that one, which is from that connector 2. Hey, 1 second, guys, because I got an order tool here. Now I'm going to connect another fiber reference, but this one is from, sorry, that was from connector 1. I'm going to connect now the other fiber reference is on the other connector, and it's a red cable. Hopefully you can see my hands in here. Red and black, that's another fiber reference. And you can see how the fiber reference is present. So in there, I'm checking fiber reference and sensor ground, because it's very important to, to check both. So the computer is up. I have communication, but I cannot talk to the scanner. And let me just show you that. So right now, I have to actually manually select the scanner, because it was the only way to actually get it to enter here. If I go into data, and please look at the bottom where it says 2007 Dodge Ram truck. I also look at what happens when I try to enter information. You see the bus goes down. All right, so engine. And I'm trying to collect data. You can see there is no bus, activity. So right now the computer went silent, waiting for the command for this from the scanner. But not only that, is because it's not meant to talk. You see it says no data available for this selection. If I go over to the code menu, if I give him a little chance after I go out of the, you see the activity comes back. All right, let's go over to codes menu and then read codes. You see the read codes has something in there, but not really. Let me put a trigger a little higher. I'm going to put an automatic trigger probably here. Yeah, you can see there. There is something going on. You see some information. The scanner is like, hey, I need data. I need full codes. And it says no codes present. No codes present. I cannot even talk. So let me get out again to see if in the data we get that same result. I'm going to wait for the communication to come back, and you can see that is there. And that looks like a normal COM bus. But again, when I go into data, we got the same one time. In one time, it is like waiting for something. You see right there, that is not really the correct amplitude of the waveform either way, but there is something in there. So it's now collecting data. No data available for this vehicle, and I cannot do an automatic ID. So this is, I'm going to exit this so we can get that bus to come back. But yeah, you can see this. I mean, it's showing ID and it's giving me an invalid bit stopping and some other things, but this is definitely not right. I'm going to stop and just see the amplitude of this waveform. So we got 2.5 to 1.2. So it's not really, right now, it's not really that far away from what it's supposed to be. Not sure what is happening in here. I will have to open this computer because usually when this happens, it could be corrupted microprocessor. The flash memory is internally in the computer. If that memory is gone, then it will be no communication. So I'm gonna have to open this up, and sometimes this can be repaired, and sometimes cannot be repaired. So William, you're gonna have to start. I don't know if I mentioned this is from William Atkins here in Virginia. He's gonna have to probably prepare to get another computer because these are when this happens, specifically for this one, when you have a shorted driver, no fiber reference, that can be repaired. But when it's like no information in the computer, that could potentially be a bad microprocessor, and those are at least not in my facility. I don't repair them. All right, let me see what I can do, guys. I'll be right back. Hey guys, yes, not good luck with this computer. So I check all the voltage rails and everything is all the way up to the microprocessor. As you see right now, I have the computer open completely. I also try to, that is, let me show you here. I try to see if I can read the computer on boot mode. Sometimes you can bypass momentarily the computer and get the file, at least to clone it to another one, but not even that. So I cannot get anything out of this computer. Again, powers and grounds and everything is there, but there is no communication. I try to establish communication. Now I have, as you can see, the snap-on in the screen, and it does not communicate. Let me put you here 1 second, guys. Otherwise, I cannot see you. Just getting the image on the iPad so I can see to make sure that you guys are seeing what I'm seeing. All right, perfect. Now I can see you. All right, so what I was trying to do is, since I cannot attempt to do the connection regularly or, automatic ID, which I should, and I have connected multiple of these units before, so that's not a problem. But yeah, so this is the fifth digit is an S on the VIN number, and this is a 6.7 liters. So when I enter here, I should have been able to, read the VIN number, but we're definitely done, and no matter what. So this is, again, you thinking here, oh, this is communicating. No, it's not. Because as soon as I try to enter, codes, it says no codes, and it should be a multiple codes because nothing is connected. You see no codes present. Same thing with the auto scanner. I think if I remember, I'm not sure if I show you or that part. I go in data, engine, no data available for deselection. Come on, now we're connected to the computer, right? Let me go in data again and try to see accessories. So it should be, battery voltage and all that stuff. Let's say, because a lot of this, like the throttle and the turbo, have direct communication between that component and the computer, and it's in a different network. It's an internal network in between the computer and those modules, because now there are also modules in there. But as you see, there is no data selection. So this is a completely wiped out computer. So, and the problem is not communicating. So I'm going to get out of here. Yeah, we don't need no more the scanner. So let me just turn the scanner off completely. So I'm not going to kill the battery. Shut down. Let me disconnect the, where's the file? Okay. Because yeah, I tried to perform a connection with Flex. Let me get you in the screen. I will have to, let me just move the connections that I have right now over to the Mark 50, going over to the Flex to show you that I cannot do anything in there. I'm trying to help him as much as I can, but sometimes it's impossible, right? So give me 1 second. All right, guys, I move everything to the Flex. I have to disconnect the fiber references because this has, his own voltage supply and is not meant to be carrying anything that is not, the computer, right? So everything is connected, and I'm going to try to attempt to connect. So as you see, it says I'm actually at 3500, which is the same. I can go back and select the 2500, which is his, going to bench mode. And then when I try to connect, it just does the same thing, no communication. And you're going to see the results pretty shortly. Right now it's establishing the communication. This should be really quick because it's a CAN bus, so this is something that should be connecting instantly. It usually takes like 10 seconds at the most. He's already doing a retry, and I think it does it 4 times, and if it does not communicate, it just says no communication possible, which is not possible. Second retry. So yeah, William, in this case, we definitely have a bad computer. Nothing I can do. Connection finish. I'm going to show you the manual so you can see that this is exactly the cable that I have here. It's a Flex 2.75 cable, and it has even for boot room if I want to, but I try already boot room, neither one work. So this should be at least able to connect. I have even made my own information. Give me 1 second, guys, because PCM. Take the Flex out of the screen. Flex. Yeah, let me move you over here so you guys can see this. Not that one. This one. Okay. Yeah, I make those the same thing. I took just a picture of that wire, and I'm making my own so I can have, because I have the exact pins that goes here, and that's how I connected those 5-volt references into 27.6 and 29.6, and also the older one, which is in connector 5. They named that 5 in here. I'm going to add it here. So give me 1 second to add those. Right now, I just added the other information so you have it like that. They named this 5 and 6. 5 is connector C1 and 6 is connector C2. But that's, pretty easy to understand when you see the picture that the gray audio outside is the actual computer. So there is no way that you can miss. Plus, each of these connector has those arrows right where the number 5 is and the 6. That is actually in the connector right here. So yep, everything is, all I need for the bench is right here. So I should be able to communicate, and that is not happening. And Flex should be able to read it, and I have read computers with no issues. So this is definitely a problem. You can see this is what I was saying. This is the gray area in the two connectors. So I'm sorry, William, and guys, I hope that at least there is some information in here that you can use, at least the connections. But yeah, I try my best to help them out, and it's nothing I can do. So sometimes it's the limitations of how much you can do. I don't replace microprocessors on these computers just because it's very hard to do. That is a very newer microprocessor, and I will have to have the programming for it, and I don't have it. So that is why I don't do it. Especially if I cannot clone or remove that information from there, I would not have anything to put in the new processor. So what am I going to do, right? And otherwise, you have to connect it to, Dutch side, and it is the worst. Believe me, when you deal with diesel computers, this is a gasoline engine, not a problem. But diesels, Cummins is like almost no information, and is very hard to do. I have even Cummins software to do this kind of stuff, and it is a nightmare. I'd rather not do it. So this is where, in cases like this, it's just a matter of getting another computer. At least I stop myself from here, and I'm just trying to help the customer in this case. All right, guys, I hope like I said, something is good, and you can get something from the video. But otherwise, I'll see you next time, and please don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. Bye-bye.